Alan Gelder joins me now, a Vice President with Wood Mackenzie. Thanks so much for taking the time. Alan, how important is it that you're here at this meeting and that really we're looking at the energy outlooks and we're really taking the time to compare both of them and to compare them and to have that conversation?
Conversation is really important. What we're seeing is alignment around a number of key things. For the outlooks, different outlooks are good. People need to understand different views, different perspectives. One of the topics that was raised is actually for future improvement is getting a baseline between OPEC and IEA because they have different views of historical demand. So it's good to see the groups working together to get a more accurate view of history and then work out what are the key factors around how demand could change. It's important for the crude oil side, but also for the refining side because different factors influence the refining system quite differently. Wood Mackenzie, we cover all of the sectors, refining, crude and petrochemicals, and understanding how the world can look like will change investment decisions for asset owners and companies.
Now, you particularly look after the refining side. You're Vice President, Refining Chemicals and Oil Markets. And this is probably becoming part of the discussion, maybe a more important part of the discussion than perhaps it was a few years ago. Would you welcome stronger and more in-depth discussion at this International Energy Forum gathering, perhaps on an annual basis, more discussion on the petrochemical side?
Yes. I mean, really, for refining and petrochemicals, historically, there's been ample surplus capacity. There's never really been an issue. It's not really affected crude markets apart from a few sporadic events. We're seeing system tightening up. We're seeing much more uncertainty as to what's the right feedstock for petrochemicals. That's very much driven by what's happening in the refining world and crude world. The sector it's an integrated sector across the whole value chain. The value of crude is often driven by the value that people put on it in processing it. So we need to bring those processes in, which is refining and the petrochemical system.
Now tell me, how do you see the role of the International Energy Forum in facilitating this dialogue? Because ultimately we've got people from all of the sectors and indeed a very diverse group of people from the top of government level, ministerial level, right across the board. The companies are here, the analysts are here, academia is here. How important is it that everybody contribute and the role of the International Energy Forum?
I think you just described its importance, really, because it's got all of the key stakeholders involved. It's not company to company, it's not government to government, it's actually getting all of the participants with their perspectives to share their views and understand the implications, which will just inform better decision making.
Now, you also have taken part in the Roundtable thought leadership for CAPSARC. Of course, a lot of the analytics that you do, perhaps you can exchange knowledge with the CAPSARC, one of the major leading research operations here, of course, in Saudi Arabia. How important is that this particular thought leadership roundtable?
Very important. Again, different views expressed by different stakeholders, and Saudi Arabia is not only influential in the crude production world, it's also massively influential in refining and petrochemicals. So again, CAPSARC thought leadership roundtable is providing the opportunity for the industry and all the stakeholders to express their views, understand different perspectives, inform better decisions, hopefully.